Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to TMP Finance, where we make long and short-term investing simple. I want to take a look at the NASDAQ analysis for today, and let's also talk about some stocks that have some pretty interesting price action that you should be taking a look at. It can make for some fantastic trades, and just to show where the market kind of has its head at. But without further ado, we'll take a look into this Fear and Greed Index over here. And we're currently sitting at the greed over here. We're at the higher figures before. We're kind of tapering back into this neutral zone, which I think we're going to spend a little bit more time in, just because we passed by when we were escaping the bear market, and we passed by and flew by and spent very little time there at all. As you can see here, there's no mention of greed on the previous timeline over here. So I think that we will get this pullback, especially considering that we had this trend line. It was a support line that we drew for NASDAQ over here, and that got broken on this day, I believe, over here on June 5th. So that makes that trend line invalid in my opinion, and especially I'm invalidating it as well because this market has risen up from this bear market extremely quickly, very quickly. It's risen almost as fast as it's fallen. So that is pretty concerning there. I'm not saying concerning in terms of a bear market. I'm just saying concerning in terms of a bull market that has a very consistent move to the upside there. So I definitely think that right now, especially at all-time highs here, we're going to cool off a little bit, head into neutral, and then from there we'll wait for the bull interest. We'll do some chopping around, and from there that's when we'll get some all-time highs, and we definitely will be receiving all-time highs in my opinion. And if we don't, then it's whatever, but I'm placing some nice trades once we get that breakout retest, and then boom, head for all-time highs there. Another thing that I'm looking at when it comes to the Fear and Greed Index over here is going to be the volatility. And if we move down to over here, we can see the VIX volatility super low here. We're under that 25, which is fantastic. We've been under that 25, 27 mark for quite a while. As we can see here, we have this kind of resistance line here. And as you see what happens when we break this resistance line, you go into these huge bear markets. You have a lot of panic selling, and that's when the market starts to move all crazy, and you get these massive days where you're losing 6-7% of the market. But right now we've cooled off from that. I like to see a little bit more consistency when it comes to the stock market, and right now I think that's what we're seeing here. So we're balancing out. We're keeping our head on straight. And from here, I think we're just waiting for confirmation from all sectors of the market, which I did talk about in the video yesterday, to show that we are in agreement and we're ready to move higher. And yeah, so just keep an eye out for that. But low volatility, that's great. Let's take a look at the NASDAQ over here. And we were down over here, let's see, 0.31%, not too bad. Some of the stocks did suffer here on the heat map over here. Apple didn't have a very nice day, same with NVIDIA and Google. Nothing too concerning, obviously, but it's been pretty red, slightly mixed with Microsoft and AVGO. Broadcom did well. But let's take a look at NASDAQ over here, and we did close this trade that I've been talking about, where we broke above this 21,700 support line, and we were going to go for this retest of this 22,100 resistance line up top here. And this is my all-time high resistance line as well. So very simple, and I'll just zoom in here. This trade was made public as well in my Discord community. So if you are interested in catching some great trades like this, because this is just one of the very many trades we've done, we made 1.7% after 9 times leverage. It's about, let's say, 13-14%. Which is absolutely fantastic, and it went very simple. I saw that we had this break of this very key level. We had this very obvious retest. We retested it twice, and we've seen a lot of bullish momentum coming from it every time. So that's a great indication that this is definitely the real deal breakout. And from there, we moved up 1.7. Had a great trade of 13 over here, or 12.3 risk to reward. And that is definitely another trade in the books. And we're currently beating the market by 159.96%. So if you are interested in learning how I take these fantastic trades and you want to be part of it and not miss out, come take a look at that link in the description, wap.com/tmp-finance. You get all my trade alerts, stop losses, take profits, percentage risk allocation, and so much more, like free one-on-one sessions as well. But right now, I think the market is going to be in a cool down area. What you are looking for, if you're looking to get bullish, you're waiting for a breakup, you're waiting for a retest, and then a move higher. And if we are going to go into a bear market, I'm going to wait until we are broken out down below this 20,760 line over here. So this line over here has kept the market in a range for quite a while, and it's shown a lot of strength. So if we do break below that, not only are we breaking below this rising support line as well, but that's definitely when you're taking your risk off and you're waiting for an opportunity to short the market, because that would not be good. But I don't believe that we will be receiving that anytime soon. Let's take a look over here at Google. And Google has reached this resistance line over here at 182. This has been pretty significant over here. We can see that we have quite a few tests and touches, and we have this gap over here as well that we did fill previously. But It goes to show that this is an area of interest. So for Google, if you haven't gotten into a trade, because we've placed quite a few trades for Google here, we opened one recently, and this one's still running. We're waiting for all-time highs here, but if you haven't entered yet, what you are looking for is going to be a break of this 182 level, a retest, and then a move to the higher, so the upside here. And if you are looking for a short-term price to lock in your bets at, take a look at 190 over there. I think that's going to be a very nice level where we can try to catch a nice trade before it gets a little bit higher. At 193, I think there could be a lot of potential sellers, as this is a previous market top as well. So I think that there will be a lot of sellers here. If you want to catch a nice trade, look for that 190 to 191 price target over there. But Google looking super strong. We are a little bit excited from support over here, but I'm not too worried. Honestly, Google, I see a lot of long-term support with. So Google's moving up strong. I like to see that. Let's take a look at AMD over here. And we had this last and final breakout from this huge bear market we've had in the past over here. We've been falling ever since early 2024. And we got one breakout over here, and this was alerted to the Discord community as well. We caught this beautiful trade, and I'll just show you what that trade looked like. We saw a breakout over here. We placed our stop loss right below the swing low here, and then we took profit right at this resistance touch over here. So that's 27%, and I think right now we're in for another huge trade over here, and I'll just show you what that trade's looking like as well. Very simple. I saw this break of this resistance level, and this is the last key resistance level that we needed to see. So we did keep our stop loss down low over here, and we're still letting this trade run over here. And I would like to see some figures over, not at $200, which most analysts and investors are suggesting, but right where there's a lot of volume going on and a lot of kind of tops in the market here at this 170 to 175 level over here. I think this makes for a great trade over here, fantastic risk to reward ratio, and also especially if you're leveraging, this is a great place for, you can kind of call it quits and reassess your position after you close it, but definitely catch some great profit here, as that's 47% up from where we currently are. So that's a fantastic trade there, and I'll be very excited for when that happens for AMD. Take a look at Intel over here, and we did get this breakout for Intel of this resistance line, and this has been a pretty strong resistance line. Intel has been falling for quite a while now. Let's see here, ever since 2021. Not great. Do I see a lot of longevity when it comes to Intel? Not really, to be honest, but I definitely think that it will make for a nice trade. I think the $35 price target is a great contender for a take profit, but again, Intel is kind of being beaten out by these bigger chip companies. I mean, AMD, TSM, nvidia, they all have the market share there, and I think their technology is definitely a lot more advanced than Intel, so I don't think Intel's going to have too much longevity. It may stay around for another half decade or so, but I don't see it making any all-time highs. And if you do, that's great. Maybe that's not, our analysis doesn't align there. But right now, from the price action, I'm seeing very, very weak, because we had this breakout and then we had this fake out. And I'd like to see another breakout before I put any more money in. And it's still not too bad. We have our stop loss set right below the swing low here. If you do want to have a little bit more conservative, you can pull it down so it clears the rest of these previous lows that we've had. You can keep it about $18.20. But that is what I'm looking at when it comes to Intel over here. And if you are interested in taking a look at our trading community listed down below in the link in the description, come take a look, because we're currently beating the market again. 159% just for our NASDAQ trades alone. That doesn't include our stock picks as well, which we've been, beating with flying colors. I mean, we've only lost maybe 2 trades, and the trades that we did lose, we made it right back on the same securities at later dates, and we made a lot more than we lost as well. So it's been very, very nice over here. And the trades will be made public as well. I have to find a platform to make public for all my trades, but from there you can align the trade alert chart that I do show in my videos, and then also the trade history as well, just to see our progress there. But that's going to be a wrap for today. Thank you very much for tuning in, and I will see y'all tomorrow. Peace out, y'all. Later.